Good morning, children. I'm Ramya, your science teacher of Kakatiya Public School. Today we are going to discuss about the plants preparing and storing food. Okay, so you know what are living things? Plants, animals, human beings, insects, birds, etc. Okay, in your lower classes you have studied about the living and non-living things. Out of that, plants are only the living things which will give us what? Carbon dioxide. Okay. Plants are only the living organisms which will give us carbon dioxide. So, if you see in your surroundings on roadsides or anywhere, you can find number of plants. Okay, but their leaves, if you observe the tree or plants, they will be in which color? They will be in green color. Why the leaves are green in color? What is present in the leaf that will give color to the leaf? That means it presents chlorophyll. Leaf contains chlorophyll, that's why it gives a green color. So all plants, leaves, if you observe, they will be green in color only. That means how they will be preparing the food. First one is food. How the plants will prepare the food. So they need some energy. They need some energy that will be coming from the sunlight. Plants in the presence of sunlight, air, water, they will prepare the food. They will prepare the food, and that food is in the form of sugars. That food is in the form of sugars. Okay? So, sunlight from where it will get? From the sun, air, it will be using carbon dioxide which we are giving out, and it is taking water from the soil. Plants will be taking water from the soil, air from the atmosphere, that is nothing but carbon dioxide, and sunlight from the sun, and prepares the food, and that food we call it as a sugars, and in the form of sugars they will be preparing the food, and this total process we call it as photosynthesis. The total process we call it as photosynthesis. Photo means in the presence of light, and synthesis means arranging. Synthesis means arranging or making. All these things are undergone some process. With the help of these things only, plants will be undergoing some process in the presence of sunlight. That is nothing but the photosynthesis. This is about the plants, how they will be preparing the food. Next, coming to the parts of a leaf. Parts of leaf. Okay. So, where this process will be taking place? This process will be taking place only in the leaf. That's why we call it as a leaves, as a kitchen of the plant. So on a part, so we need to know about the parts of a leaf. So this is a leaf. This is a leaf. If you observe, this is a leaf. In middle, one thick line you can see. In middle, one thick line you can see that it is nothing but the midvein. That is nothing but the midvein, and other some lateral veins are also present, which will helping in giving the, that means taking the water and the food. And on the under surface of the leaf, we can see the stomata. We can see the stomata Why these are present? These are nothing but the bean-shaped structures. These are bean-shaped structures which help in the exchange of gases. Which help in exchange of gases. Helps in the exchange of gases. Stomata are present on the undersurface of the leaf and they are bean-shaped structures. And why they are present? Exchange of gases. Here you can see it will be taking the air, that means carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is going inside of the leaf with the help of stomata, and in turn they will be releasing the oxygen, that is also done by the stomata. And not only the exchange of gases, it will be also releasing the water vapor. It is also releasing the water vapor. This is about the parts of a leaf and its functions. Okay. So next one is, how do plants use their food? So generally for what purpose we will be taking the food? To get energy. Here also plants also need food for energy, and they also require the food for the growth. How we are required the food for energy and growth? Similarly, as plants are living organisms, they too need food for energy and growth. As I said, they will be preparing the food in the form of a starch. Sugars. That means simple sugars. It will be stored in the form of simple sugars, and these simple sugars will be giving the energy and growth. And how they will be storing the food? They will be storing the food together in the form of a starch, and this starch will be stored in a different parts of a plant. For examples, they can be stored in the roots, they can be stored in a stem, leaves, okay, roots, stem, leaves, fruits, as a fruits and as a vegetables. For example, if you take in which plants the food is stored in the form of roots. For example, if you take carrots, beetroot, okay, these all are examples of the food stored plants which store the food in the form of starch in their roots. Carrot, beetroot. Okay, coming to the stem. If you take example of onion, sugarcane, okay, onion, sugarcane, garlic, ginger, turmeric, etc. These are also, these plants will be storing the food in the stem of them. And next is like potato also. Next is leaves. We will be eating the number of leafy vegetables like cabbage, okay, cauliflower, that's flower, cabbage leaves only it is we are eating, and leaves like spinach, and fruits, number of fruits and number of vegetables we are eating, and cauliflower, whatever the cauliflower we are eating, that is nothing but the flower of a plant. The flower of a cauliflower plant we are eating as a food. That means cauliflower plant is storing the food in the flowers, in the form of flowers. It is storing the food in the flowers. This is about how do plants use their food. And there are some unusual plants. What do you mean by unusual? Unusual is nothing but the different kind of plants. For example, if I say about the desert plant, what kind of plants will be getting into your mind? It is nothing but cactus. If you take a cactus plant, what you will see in this way it will be there, and on this you can see the spines. thorns or spines, and they'll be having the only small roots. In these plants, this what happens? Leaves are absent. In this plant, leaves are absent. Instead of leaves will be modified into the spines. Leaves are modified into spines. Okay, thorns. And whatever the green portion, whatever this portion is nothing but it is a stem. It is a stem and it will be very spongy type. It will be very spongy type and it is green in color. This stem only will be carrying the process of photosynthesis, and that is why they will be able to survive in the desert regions. As their stem is very spongy, that means it is very fluid, it contains much fluid, that's why it won't get dry soon. As the stem is modified into the leaves, that's why it will be carrying the photosynthesis process. And next coming to the Moulsine mushrooms. Moulsine mushrooms are also the plants, but they do not have any chlorophyll or the leaves, but how they will be preparing the food? They will be feeding on the dead and decaying matter. Dead and decaying matter. And next coming to the crotons. Next is the crotons. Crotons are the plants which you can see the brown and the red color leaves. Brown and red color leaves. So that why they are green, if they are brown and their leaves are brown and red color, that means they do not function photosynthesis process. But how they can survive? In these plants also chlorophyll is present, but there is a red pigment. There is a red pigment. How the green pigment we call it as chlorophyll. In these kind of plants there will be a red pigment which will be hiding the chlorophyll. They are also containing the chlorophyll but in the less amount, but this red pigment is present in more amount. That's why the leaves of the croton plants can be seen as a brown and red color, but photosynthesis process can be done. It will be doing the photosynthesis process. This is about the unusual plants. Okay. Next is energy flow in green plants. How energy will be flowing from one organism to another organism. So as we are human beings, we need food for energy. Okay, to get energy, and if we have energy, then only we can do number of activities. For that we need energy. So that energy from where we are getting? That energy we are getting from the plants. From where we are getting that energy? From the plants. Generally we will get energy from the food. We will get from the food, and this food we are getting from the plants. Okay, how we are getting that food? As the plants are using the energy of sunlight and making the process of photosynthesis and preparing the food, that food we are taking. That is nothing but the energy flow. So here is the, so you can understand with the diagram, this is the sun. This is the sun. If you take, here is a tree. Okay, here is a tree, here is a human beings, here is an animal, animals, human beings, here is a plants. So plants will be getting energy from the sunlight. Plants will be getting energy from the sunlight, and it is giving what? It is giving us oxygen. It is giving us what? Oxygen. And for animals also it is giving oxygen. And animals and human beings, we are We are giving out carbon dioxide and that is taken by the plants. That plants will be taking carbon dioxide from us and with the help of sunlight it is giving oxygen that we are taking it, and in this way energy will be flowing. That means to get energy we need food. That food we are getting from the plants only. Okay, in this way energy will be flowing. Next, all living organisms will be depending on one another. Like if we want to take food like plant, animals and human beings, we will get food from the plants only. We will be getting the food from plants only. As the plants are the sources of food for the living organisms, we are depending on the plants for the food. And in turn, plants are also depending on us. In what ways? In what ways it is depending? Because we are giving carbon dioxide, it is taking, utilizing and making a process called photosynthesis. So, we are depending on the plants for food. Animals also depending on the plants for food. So in this way, living organisms are depending on one another. Next, coming to the balance in nature. What do we mean by balance in nature? For example, if you simply imagine that there is a more number of plants. There are more number of plants and lesser number of animals. At that time, what happens? What happens at that time? There will be releasing of more oxygen and there is no proper carbon dioxide to survive for the plants. And next, vice versa. If there are more animals and human beings, plants number is decreased. At that time, what happened? Plants need carbon dioxide. Okay, they need carbon dioxide and we need oxygen. Plants are less number now. What happens? We are unable to get proper oxygen and food also. Plants are also acting as a food sources and we are also not getting the food from the plants. So, in order to maintain this thing, we need to balance the nature. We need to balance the nature. In what way we can balance the nature? That means we should grow the plants. We should grow the plants and don't do harm to the animal life. Don't do harm to the animal life. That means whatever the animals are there, let them be safe in a zoo parks or whatever it may be where they are living. And we have to grow the plants nearby our houses, in our surroundings. And there is one act, there is one festival of celebrating in the nature, that is nothing but the Vana Mahotsav. Vana Mahotsav. Vana Mahotsav. It is celebrating the festival of the nature. That means in this theme, what we have to do? We have to grow the plants. We have to grow the plants in our surroundings and ask the others to grow the plants in their surroundings, and we should take care of the plants also. If we balance, if we don't disturb the plants and animal life unnecessarily, we can get the balance in nature. At that time, we can have a good surroundings and we can survive easily on the earth. I hope you all understood the class. Okay, here is the worksheet. So, what do green leaves need to produce? Food. What they need to produce the food? That means to perform the photosynthesis process, what they need? They need a chlorophyll, air, water and energy from the sunlight. That is the answer. Next is write the functions of the stomata. Why they are present and what is the use of it. That is, they are bean-shaped structures that will be helping in exchange of gases. That means giving out oxygen and taking in carbon dioxide, and also they will be releasing the water vapor into the atmosphere. And next one is a balance between plants and animals is essential. Why? Why there should be a balance between the plants and the animals on the earth. What happens if there is imbalance? That you have to write. Just now I explained. I hope you all understood the class. I'll be sending the question answers for you along with this worksheet. So I'll be soon back with the revision video. By that time, all the best.